Hi, it's Andy. It's Saturday morning here, and I was at the International Fox Museum the other day in Summerside, and so that's what this video is about. But I'm so excited. You need to watch it. It's an important part of Canadian history, I think, although very few people, I believe, know about it. Everybody knows about the Klondike Gold Rush and the millions that were made there in 1899. In 1900 here in Summerside, in Prince Edward Island, there was a fox pelt rush. There was a complete rush to start fox ranches and farm foxes, if you will. There were 3,000 fox ranches here in the island, and over 100,000 pelts being harvested every year, selling for up to $3,000 a pelt. Millions were made here. So please watch the video and take a look at, you can look this up. It's just, I find it just fascinating. I don't know why I know about this before. Anyway, hey, look, have a good day. Try to get out and do something fun. And I know I'm going for a bike ride. I'll probably go to Kensington and back on the Confederation Trail. And that's about 60 clicks return. And it's just it's gonna be a warm day, but hi, it's Andy. It's Friday night, and this building behind me, this is the International Fox Museum. It's not even the national one, it's international. And what I'm about to tell you is a piece of Canadian history that you probably had no idea about, because I certainly didn't. While the Klondike Gold Rush was going on in the late 19th century, early 1900s, there was a fox rush, a fox pelt rush here in Prince Edward Island. The fox industry had been, trapping had been going on for quite a while, since the late 1600s. And then through the 19th century, things got busy, and then all of a sudden someone realized they could ranch them, or farm foxes. And a huge industry grew. So the way it works is foxes are monogamous, and females call it a vixen, the males call it a dog. They travel in skulks, or leashes is what you call them. They're not a pack. And so the ranching of these, up in early 1900, 1910 is when the rush was on. There were 6 families that controlled the entire trade, a monopoly on everything that was being sold to Europe. In a time when an average person would be lucky to make $500 a year, pelts were going for up to $3,000, anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000, depending on the year and the quality of the pelt. And there were 3,000, when I talk about a rush, 3,000 fox ranches in Prince Edward Island, and in total about 100,000 foxes a year. Now here's the problem with you if you're ranching foxes, is they're monogamous, but so you have to keep you put a pair in, a couple in a fence cage, and but if they feel threatened, the mothers feel threatened at all with their kits or pups, she eats them. So to manage, and this is where it gets bizarre, it starts to sound like The Great Escape, is that they would have these farms of up to 3,000. So that's 1,500 of these little pens with a vixen and a dog in it, and there'd be they'd have guard towers in the forest so that they could monitor the foxes and not. It was just anyway. It was huge business. And then around around World War II, Queen Elizabeth, things started to drop off a bit. Anyway, the museum here is just fascinating, and the museum highlights all this. They had a drought for a while. I mean, things were bad, but then Saturday Night Live, Fox's, the Festrunk brothers, Yortek and George, things came back to life because Foxy became an expression that was in use quite a bit in social and in the cultural scene. So they had exhibits with with Yortek and George, and so they had like Linda Carter and Farrah Fawcett and that type of foxes that were in the exhibit, and then when that went in, now the next exhibit coming in is a silver fox exhibit. So it's focused around the cinema, Cary Grant, Peter Lawford, James Coburn, those kind of people, because it's silver foxes. And the bombshell part, and this is the part I find particularly funny, is that they call it a bombshell exhibit too, because in conjunction with the Silver Foxes, they got another exhibit tandem with Sophie Loren, Claudia Cardinal, Catherine Deneuve. Brigitte Bardot is not having any part in this, as you could imagine. And they got when they told me that Anne Margaret is coming for the opening, I was in quicker than you can say Viva Las Vegas. This is just an unbelievable story that for me anyway is an unknown chapter of Canadian history. So I hope you enjoyed that, and you learned a few things. I certainly have, and I had no idea about this, which linguists will tell you when someone said I had no idea, means you just found out about it. Hey, anyway, I hope you're having a good day. This was just a fascinating experience for me.